How about you try it, Stan? Try to link your fit to Fleet Chat.
Try what? Sorry?
Yes, so open up the fitting window, which is available on the right side of your screen in the Station Services panel, or you can use the command Alt-F. When you open up that window,
yeah.
you can look at the fitting by clicking and dragging the name of the ship at the top left corner to a chat window, and then hitting the Enter key. That should be able to link the fitting. It's just a useful skill. There you go. Very good job, Matt. Very good job. Okay, so that thing has autocannons. That may not work for you.
Yes.
They may not work for you. Let me look at the other ships I have.
And the damage control too.
Yeah, the damage control too. All right.
Yes.
All right. Did we have any other Caldari frigates that actually were like Caldari frigates? Let me look at my other character real quick. I'm gonna give you a ship, and it's gonna be great, Matt. Don't worry about it. So
I have time.
Yeah, that's good. So that Merlin we designed for a very specific reason. It was a very bizarre time during the war that we were fighting. We needed to have a way to actually kill ships with very, very, very strongly shielded frigates with a lot of hit points. But we needed to also jam enemy frigates using ECM modules. So we bastardized the Merlin fitting for that purpose. And I apologize that we still have some of them left over. It's really bad. So what I'll do is actually give you real frigates that are actually fun to fly. And you should be able to use the modules on them. Then we are going to undock, and we're going to go shoot some dudes. Alright. I'm going to trade you again, Stan. Not Stan, Met. Mick Kilduff. Very hard to pronounce name. Okay, I have some griffins, probably don't use those. Cormorant. Can you fly a cormorant? That's a good question.
Oh no.
Okay. That's a Caldari destroyer. You may not be able to use it quite yet, unfortunately.
Oh no, I can't fly destroyers.
Okay.
Fuck off. Sorry.
It's okay. That's good. It's you're gonna learn all these skills very quickly. Are you in a ship right now, by the way? Do you just fly here in a pod or something?
No.
Okay.
I'm in a capsule.
Actually, keep that Merlin, and we're gonna talk you through how to refit it, and that'll be a good learning experience too. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna trade you some modules, and I think it should work. So you want to change all of those autocannons on that fit with these beautiful railguns, alright? And you can use this antimatter with those railguns to actually shoot some pretty good damage. The Merlin is a really good DPS output ship, so that should be able to do a lot of good damage. And the next step is to use a damage control that you can turn on, because the Tech 2 does require a lot of skill points to activate, so the Tech 1 damage control is much better until you get that skill completed.
To activate, this is a passive module.
Correct.
Or no?
A damage control will just be online all the time, so
okay.
You don't have to worry about it. And now I'm also going to give you 2 magnetic field stabilizers. Why would you use a magnetic field stabilizer on a Merlin? Here's a good question for everybody. Or any other ship, like an Atron. Why are magnetic field stabilizers good?
Yeah, to do the speed that you're already going, you're going to need more tracking.
That's an interesting comment. There is a module that does that. There's a module that increases the tracking speed. That's called a tracking enhancer. And you go and accept that trade note. You should be able to fit it up, and that Merlin should work now. It's from Juliana Sitter, if you don't know that. we go. Cool. So basically, a magnetic field stabilizer increases the rate of fire of the hybrid turrets on your ship, and it also increases the damage per shot of the hybrid turrets on your ship. It makes your ship much more lethal as a target, as a enemy to fly around with. So you'll be able to kill targets more quickly with those modules, and that's a very good thing. So go ahead and
whereabouts are you docked up at the moment?
inside of Titania in Vlilir. I believe your alliance has docking access, Ninja.
Sorry, which building was it that you're in?
Titania. You just right-click in space, go to Structures, and dock in the one that's named Titania.
Oh yeah, found it.
There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'll sort of recap what we talked about last week, which is available on a video, by the way. I recorded the training fleet that we did last week, and you can watch that at your leisure, just to learn a little bit of the basics of factional warfare and how to fly frigates and EVE Online. And then we will move on and actually do stuff with the Tristans. I think we'll have 3 Tristan pilots, we'll have 1 Merlin pilot. It'll give us a little bit of a mix. That'll be good, actually. So go ahead and link the fit when you have replaced the modules met, and hopefully it turns on. It should be able to turn on. And then we'll undock as soon as you're good to go. And Ninja, I'll trade you a Tristan now. Once you get your Tristans, guys, go ahead and undock. Ninja, these use Tech 2 Amarian drones. If you can't use those, I can give you the T1s, okay?
I'll have a look.
Do you have a small shield for me?
Yes, I do. 1 second. The medium
Because
shield
the medium
extender.
is too big for me.
Yeah, it's too big. That's what I figured might be the case. Alright.
I think.
Jewel, you can. No, Justin, I think. Sorry. You can mark this for an alpha. I'm fully trained for the power and capacitor and CPU and all that, and this fitting works for me for an alpha.
That's awesome. That's awesome news. So stand. So
Your
the
Tristan
basic
fitting works for an alpha.
That's good. And we all we need to do is swap out the drones then on that fitting, and that'll be good for alpha clones. And we can recruit as many.
Drones,
And we can recruit as many alpha clones as we like, and then give them that. Hey, Met, I have an idea for you. Can you use this module? This little power diagnostic.
Requirement? No.
Okay.
1 hour.
Oh no. That's why. I understand now. I understand the problem. It's the power grid management and the energy grid upgrades you need, okay.
Yes, I think so.
That's no big deal. That's not a problem. So...
I'm assuming this is intentional that it doesn't have weapons, is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Right, well, the fit's fine for me.
Oh, good. Very good. So, Met, what I'm going to have you do is I'll have you fly without that shield extender, and I'll put something else into the mid slot, okay?
Yes.
And hopefully you'll be able to use this. Can you use a stasis web of fire?
Wait. Yes, I
There we go. Excellent news. Stasis web of fires are one of the most important modules in the game. And who can tell me why? This is a good training opportunity. Why are stasis webs?
Oh yeah,
It's good for
because it slows the ship, makes the tracking efficient.
Yes, and what was Ninja saying?
Well, it's good offensive and defensive, isn't it? Like, if you get caught with a scram, like, you can slow somebody down while you try and escape if you're trying to get out of there.
There you go.
Or slow a fast.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. You want to be able to slow down an enemy ship so he can't run away from you, or that he can't get close to you. Those are the 2 ways you can use a stasis web. Both of those are very powerful. So, Met, you can put that stasis web onto your Merlin in place of the shield extender, and then we'll undock. Okay?
Okay.
Everybody go ahead and undock now. So all of the Tristans that we're currently flying have warp disruptors, which means we're able to keep an enemy ship from warping away. The Merlin that we are flying with will be able to provide a stasis web to slow down the enemy ship so they can't fly away very quickly. Those two modules combined are very powerful because we'll be able to engage a target, slow it down, and keep it from warping away from us while we're PvPing. So we're all undocked now. Let's go ahead and do a quick little thing. Let's warp to that Lucky Crash and run it. Lucky Clash. And run that site. Everybody warp to that site at 10 kilometers. You can right-click on your overview on the upper triangle named Lucky Clash and warp to it when you're ready. And we'll go run that site. We may actually get PvP here. Sometimes people camp these sites or try to kill people that run these sites.
Just so you know, there's a Jacto in the medium.
Oh, cool. I might go for that next. I just want to get these guys with their guns, with these drones acquainted real quick. Okay, remember to keep moving your ship. Double-click in space to keep moving. If you take damage from this ship, you can move out of range of its weapon systems. Go ahead and start shooting the red-tailed shark with your weapons, everyone. Deploy your drones and start shooting it. Also activate your warp disruptors and stasis web on it, so that we can pretend like we're actually PvPing.
Oh, this has got Mark II drones on it. I've only got Mark 1.
Yeah, I'll give you the Mark 1s when I'll get back to the Citadel. So far, we're actually...
Right, so I just use the
warp disruptor for now.
I actually got warp disruptor.
Yeah. We'll just use that for now. We're already doing some damage on it, so we'll finish it up real quick. Always remember to warp disrupt the target if you're in PvP. If you turn off the warp disruptor accidentally, the enemy may realize it and then escape, and then, you know, that's kind of boring. Nobody actually likes to miss out on a kill mail. Alright, so that was easy. It's just a good sort of use of drones. You can see how effective those drones are. Since some of the Tech 2 drones aren't usable by our pilots, what we're going to do is recall the drones, and then dock up in Titania again, swap the Tech 2 acolytes with the Tech 1 acolytes, and then we'll move on. Okay.
Oh, look at you looting that wreck.
Looting the wreck. Somebody already got it though.
You.
So let's dock up in Titania again, everybody, and we'll swap out the drones. So Tech 2 drones, what is the main difference between Tech 1 and Tech 2 anything in EVE Online? That's a good question to ask.
More HP.
More hit points? That's a good comment.
I mean, there's I don't know, a lot of different points, but in any way, it's better, right?
It's almost better in almost every...
I think you put more like skills into it, so like it'll have better tracking, better damage, better like you've...
That's exactly right.
I'll just play.
It's very true. All the attributes are essentially greater between the Tech 2 drone and the Tech 1 drone. But I'll go ahead and give you Tech 1 drones Ninja. And I actually need them too, because I'm flying a character that also doesn't have the skills for it. So I'm in your boat right now. I understand completely how irritating it is to have drones you can't use.
How much DPS does a Tech 1 drone, Tristan? Check out.
I'm going to tell you shortly. Let me see.
Oh, you need to push drones to level 5 as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So that you unlock drone interfacing. This is very powerful.
Yeah, you want to get the...
I think 20 HP ECM damage, is that right?
EM damage, right. So you want to get the... You want to turn on those drone damage amplifiers in the low slots of the ship as well, because that will help you out a lot, trying to kill a target. Drone damage amplifiers are basically the magnetic field stabilizer of drone ships. It increases the damage that the drone will do per second. It's a very powerful tool. Alright, now that you've swapped out the drones, we will continue, and we'll go PvP hopefully. So, we'll probably die, but that's okay. These ships are not a big deal at all. Don't worry about dying in these ships. And we can always give you more. So that's always good.
So the swapping was just T2, T1, but we keep acolytes then?
Yeah, acolytes are good. I like acolyte drones these days in PvP. And Nihilus, the DPS on the Tech 1 drones is 48.3 DPS.
Ooh.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Like, derp drones would be better than that.
Although, that's on a character with like 1 million skill points, so it's not going to be that bad. I think this character has... How much skill points does this character have? Yeah, about 2 million skill points. Some of that's just sort of wasteful training that I've made that's not useful, though, so... Mining. I haven't minded this character, though. Don't worry about that. So we're undocked again. What we're going to do... Is that Speeple still at the medium?
I'll go check.
Yeah. Acolyte 1s aren't going to do much damage to that, unfortunately. But,
yeah, it was a jackdaw, by the way.
Oh, jackdaw. We're going to kill a jackdaw.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions, by the way, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer them when we get a chance.
Jackdaw.
Jackdaw still there?
No, it's gone.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have enjoyed dissecting a jackdaw. Would have been a little bit hard, but it would have been a fun experience anyways. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to warp to Alternate Stargate. And we'll hold there, please. Okay? So go ahead and warp yourselves to the Alternate Stargate end, Leland, and we'll move on to the next system. One of the most important things in LowSec to do is to learn how to navigate between star systems in the region. And it's very hard to memorize all the systems that connect together. So what I do is I refer to a map. The in-game map is sort of hard to use sometimes, particularly if you're doing a lot of PvP. So, I'm going to link a map to... Go ahead.
You've got a Loki curse Tengu coming through to you.
Oh, exciting.
You might want to warp off.
We can just jump, or you can cross-jump them if they jump.
Yeah. They also have a heron with them, I think.
Ooh, a heron. Exciting.
Yeah, for like tackle, I guess.
Or scanning.
Oh, more. There's like 3 Lokis here.
All on the Stargate.
All on the Stargate. I think one may have jumped through, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit. That
3
was me.
Lokis
A
are
bit
cursed
early when you
heron.
told me when you said he jumps for the gate.
So go ahead and jump in, and then we're going to warp away.
Yeah, they're using the heron for fast tackle, so be careful.
We lost one Tristan. That's okay. Somebody needs to shoot those people. We don't have the guns to engage. Stan will get you another ship as soon as we get back, okay?
Uh-oh.
Those are Tech 3 cruisers, which means they have incredibly high firepower and effective hit points. We have no ability to engage them effectively right now. So we're not going to. We're going to jump actively there and dock up in Titanium, get more Tristans to everybody that lost ships, and we'll keep going. The enemy fleet that we saw here is a Goon Swarm Federation fleet, and they're camping the Stargate and nobody's killing them, so hopefully somebody in European time zone will be able to shoot them.
They literally just turned up, by the way.
They just turned up just now. They just warped in.
Yeah, just bad timing.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh, they have remote shields between all the Lokis. The remote shield Lokis.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Everybody jump on through. Jump on through. Jump actively there. If you died, come back to Titanium. Good job, Ninja. We're back to Titanium. So that's also a good learning experience on how to avoid gate camps. Nihilus Vows gave us good information about where the enemy fleet was, and we were not able to act fast enough a little bit, unfortunately, so we lost a ship. But that's fine. We're gonna go back out and kill some more dudes.
Do you have a better overview for me?
Yes, we should give him an overview.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a overview that we can give this guy? Good shot.
Mine is pretty shit.
I am using
have
a
the
all
standard
territories
crit.
overview, so it's not the greatest. It's not the
No,
greatest.
no.
Let me just link mine. I have to undock that real quick to link it, so I'm sorry. Don't blame me for this shit. You have no self-confidence, Tylos. Come on, man.
I don't. It's not mine. That's why.
It's not mine.
Like literally, don't blame me. That
So-
whole thing where it says it's mine is wrong.
So Stan,
It's better than mine.
Stan, you died in that engagement, right? With the hostile Tech 3 cruisers?
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't get it. Like each time on gates.
It was not
It's like
it was
the
not
third
an
time.
easy. It's not an easy situation to survive, and I'm trying to explain to you that you should just come back to Titania and dock up, and we'll get you another ship. Okay. It was not an easy situation to deal with, and thankfully, all the ships that we were flying are basically free, so we don't have to worry about this at all. Okay. So we don't have to worry about the loss of the ship. We just want to make
I just
sure.
need 5 drones. That's all.
That's what I'll give you. This is another overview that I had. It's going to be a fleet ship. It's kind of useful, kind of not useful. I also have a neutral ship on the undock of the Citadel that I need to kill, so I'm going to remove him from the access list and deal with him just now. It takes a lot of effort to do a access list change for some reason. It's very annoying.
Okay, I'm docked.
Cool. Go ahead and trade me. Let's do that. Yeah, I'll give you some more acolytes. Is everybody else still in a ship that they can use? Everybody else still in a ship that they have stuff for? Cool. Let me give you one more drone,
Yeah, one more.
so you can have a set of 2.
Still have 2 ships.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So what we can do is we can avoid those targets by going around them. So that's what we're going to do. Everyone... Go ahead.
In Uldra, the little gate is clear. I'm not sure if they're on the other side, but they're not in the system anymore.
Yeah, they're not inside of Lealer either. They must have moved on. That was fast.
Yep. Only thing we've got now in Ultranet is a friendly and a farmer in a novice.
Okay. There was a Hecate that was inside of Ultranet. The Hecate is a little bit of
There was, it's gone.
Yeah. Not sure why this man is still able to access our Citadel. Okay, everybody on dock. We're going to move up. Everybody on dock.
Ooh. I think this farmer might be a PvP type farmer.
Oh, that'd be exciting. Where is he?
Novice outpost in Uldra. Just check the kill board, no stabs on the last fly.
Excellent. Everyone warped to Ultranet. He was inside the novice, you said?
Novice outpost.
Ah, that's a fleet warp.
Yeah.
okay.
A little bit shocking sometimes to do fleet warp, but that's how we move between locations quickly sometimes. So he's still inside the novice? What was he flying again, sorry?
Still inside the novice.
User joined your channel.
Last one he was flying didn't have any rigs on, but it was PvP fitted.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
Everyone jump to Ultranet. We're going to warp to the Galente. Novice outpost or compound? Novice or outpost?
Outpost.
Outpost. And warp to the Galente Novice outpost at 10 kilometers.
He's so gonna run.
He's going to run, but it's going to be great.
Why at 10 kilometers?
Very good question. Who can answer that question for me?
Hey.
What about Stan? I think you were here last week, right, Stan?
Yeah, I set it to 0 and couldn't cancel in time before.
That's okay. Marilyn is still inside. Activate the acceleration gate and get inside and call a warp disruptor on the Merlin. He is here. He's looting a wreck. Moving towards him. Oh, he entered warp. Oh, that's a shame. He warped to this station. We may be able to get on the station. Or he went to the other gate, but if he's on the station, we're actually going to be able to destroy him. If you're inside faction warfare, you can't dock in stations of the opposite faction inside of the system. So the Caldari pilot here will not be able to dock in the station. Ah, he's not here, sadly. It's a shame. Good try, though. Good try. Paul Dokio, are you on voice comms? It's not.
What's your current position, Jules?
We're inside of Alderney.
Okay.
Thank you. Is your ship the Squirrel, Alice?
It is, yeah.
I think
the Merlin is named in the pilot's name.
Yeah, I think he went
He's
back.
still on long scan somewhere. Oh yeah, they do that.
No, he's on scan towards the center of the system now. He must have gone to a safe spot. That's where he went. I was wondering where. Okay. Everyone warp yourselves to Netamail now, please. Warp to Netamail. Some of the system names are sort of hard to pronounce, so you'll learn that eventually. We'll definitely get some action sent in mail. This might be a little bit too hard for us, but we'll still make a try at it. Everyone here, type your DPS numbers into Fleet Chat if you do that for me. You can open up the fitting window, look at that number in the offense section, and type that number into Fleet Chat.
Someone's just walked in on us.
Yeah. Go ahead and jump to Netamail. Go ahead and jump to Netamail. Oh, very nice numbers, Josiah. I entered warp in time. I almost targeted him. I was at 20 kilometers with my warp disruptor. I'm able to grab him. Alright, there is a novice outpost available inside of Netamail. All pilots, please warp to that novice outpost at 10 kilometers. This is a long enough warp where I can actually teach people why it's good to warp to 10 kilometers of novice outposts. You'll be able to use the acceleration gate. The acceleration gate is the gateway to enter faction warfare complexes if you warp at 10 kilometers. If you warp at 0 kilometers to a destination outpost, any type of outpost in faction warfare, you may actually bounce off of the acceleration gate on the outside, and you will not be able to activate it because you'll be bouncing around too much. You won't be able to use the gate effectively. So it's much more convenient to warp to 10 kilometers and avoid the possibility of bumping on the structure of the Stargate or the acceleration gate than to warp to 0 and have that small chance. Go ahead and activate the acceleration gate. We'll go inside and run the site. The Navy Slicer is just beautiful. Love that DPS number on that ship. Alright, go ahead and deploy your combat drones from the Tristans and every other ship you have here, and fire on the State Frigate. There's an easy way to do this, by the way. If you ever need to deploy drones quickly, you can click the Drones in Bay tab on the drone window and drag it into space. You don't even need to right-click it or anything. Just sort of click and drag into space. That will immediately deploy all of the drones that you can use and allow them to start doing their drone action stuff. Not that Onyx Nihilus Faust, no!
I think it probably is.
Oh no! I hate Onyxes. I don't see the guy in local chat though. That was a specific dude.
Oh, it's a different guy then.
Yeah, it's a different guy then. I can't remember his character name, but I would see it in local and I would recognize it. So
There's
what's...
a Thrasher at the Sun.
Ooh, that has to be bait.
No, he was on his own in Aldernate. Might not be at 0.
You want to check it out for us? You can get a point on him. Hold him for us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Executioner within 1 AU. Not sure if it's coming here.
Ah, very good use of directional scanner. I think the execution does left directional scan though, unfortunately, so everybody please stand by. Nihilus Faust is warping on a hostile Thrasher that's at the star of Nenamalin. He may be able to get Warp Disruptor on the target.
Nope, not here anymore.
Oh,
Sorry.
no big deal.
He's within 1 AU of it, let's go.
So directional scanning is something I wanted to talk about at some point when we get the chance. And there are many good YouTube videos and guides on directional scanning. Let's go ahead and kill the State Frigate though real quick. Remember to engage your drones at the target so they can start doing their dirty work. You'll notice that drones are a lot easier to get damage out of than guns in certain situations. They're able to fly across significant amounts of distance, and you'll allow you to keep your ship away from the target. Often, being close to the enemy is a dangerous thing. So, it is good to have that ability to use range to your advantage. How is the Merlin met? Do you like it?
Yes, I like it. But I can't say that. No. I need more training with it.
No, absolutely. The Merlin is one of the best Caldari frigates for railgun use and blasters. You can use both blasters or railguns with it. The Kestrel, I think you lost a Kestrel earlier in PvP, right?
Yes.
That's your rocket.
Times.
That's your rocket frigate. It has rockets and light missiles. So you get to choose. Like most of the races in EVE Online have the ability to choose what type of weapons you like the most. The Tristan is by far the best drone frigate for the Galente frigates. The Merlin is the best railgun ship for the Caldari frigates. That's sort of the key thing to remember. We did Atrons last week. Atrons are a very good frigate for blasters and railguns. It doesn't have a drone bay, so you can't even learn how to use drones on an Atron. That's why I'm trying to get you guys exposed to different types of ships, because the Tristan is very powerful with like 5 guys. You can kill lots of people with Tristans with these drones. As long as you remember to engage the drones on the target and keep your distance from the enemy. We're not going to stay here this entire time. 10 minutes is a long time for us to stay in one place. So what we'll do is we'll move on. See if there's any more targets anywhere nearby. And hopefully get some action. So everybody recall your drones. Go ahead and recall your drones. We'll ignore this State Frigate. Let him live for a little bit longer. And go ahead and warp yourselves to the Akadaki Stargate.
Warp drive active.
So who here can explain why it's good?
So, which?
Go ahead.
Wait, Akidaki, okay.
Yes, Akadaki Stargate. It's good to get used to looking at the overview and tracking what Stargates the fleet commander is talking about. Some of the system names are hard to pronounce or hard to hear, So if you're confused, just politely ask on voice comms, and the fleet commander will repeat the command so that everybody gets to where they need to go. I usually try
Yeah,
to.
usually for me it's trying to find it on my overview.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a bit of trouble.
No, it is very challenging sometimes, particularly if there's PvP. So that's why it's good to undock and get practice in a squad of fleet members to get that experience. Yeah, that's you scouting for us. Sweet.
You got 7 war targets in Akidagi. I'm just going to go get a scan on Plexus.
Cool.
Nothing in space apart from a Hater coming through somewhere.
There's the Onyx. These are the Inland Stargate. Look north. Everyone go and activate the Akidagi Stargate and jump to Akidagi. And we're going to do another site. But this time we'll see if we can get a fight out of it. There's a Novice Outpost available in Akidagi. Everybody warp to the Kaldare Novice Outpost in Akidagi at 10 kilometers. Just like before. So here's a good question for everybody here that's new to Full Records. What is the main reason to do Faction Warfare Plexus inside of Faction Warfare? Everybody will have different answers, and probably multiple answers are correct, so go ahead and start commenting. If you don't know, I'll explain. Ooh, lots of wrecks here.
Oh yeah, I know. I read about it. I think it's to reduce or to augment the contests.
Yes.
So that we protect the outposts' vulnerability. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. To avoid it to be attackable, right?
Yes. Or we make it attackable on our side, and we kill
the
system, and we take the system over. The other reason to do it is you get loyalty points. And loyalty points are a type of currency in EVE Online. Go and kill this state frigate. It's dead. Somebody was already here, so they may come back to hurt us. So everybody move around.
Check executioner jumping. Oh no, he's outside.
Oh no, he didn't jump. I thought he was. Oh shit.
You may enter. May get a fight.
You need help, just so?
Currently not, but I think more are coming.
That's good. We like more.
Yeah, but not a Tengu, okay.
Yeah, don't engage on the outside against that Tengu. I would recommend staying safe on the outside of the acceleration gate. Our fleet here on the inside is safe. We are able to only allow frigates into this location.
Oh, he lost his slice.
Oh, Josiah, no.
Oh no!
You were fighting the executioner on the outside.
And I just lost my pot.
You were fighting the executioner on the outside?
Yes.
Okay.
But he was supported by the Tengu, and I just lost my Gin Illusion pot. Ah! No! Fuck!
Oh well. So yeah, I would not fight on the outside of a complex. Usually a very bad idea. And that was probably why there were so many wrecks there when we entered. It's all the debris of all the people that executioner has killed with his Tengu buddy. But we're safe on the inside. As you know, a faction warfare site is restricted based on ship size. A novice outpost only allows frigates. A small outpost allows frigates and destroyers. A medium allows frigates, destroyers, and cruisers. And a large has no restrictions. Anybody can come into it. So that's one of the reasons why PvP in faction warfare is a little bit more fair than some PvP elsewhere, is that you are allowed to at least select types of ships you might fight. If you're only good at fighting frigates, you want to go to novice outposts. If you're good at flying destroyers and frigates, go to small outposts, that kind of thing. Alright, everyone go ahead and kill the state frigate.
To give the commands to a drone requires you to have an active target.
Use your drones, guys. There you go. Good shot. And McDulph, you'll see the what's your railgun range right now with your antimatter?
Optimal range 6 kilometers.
Okay.
Fall of 10.
Yes. So you want to make sure that you're within that range while shooting the target to actually do good damage with that railgun. The Tristans don't have to worry about range because of the drones, but gunnery ships with guns like railguns, blasters, autocannons, artillery cannons, lasers, all of those do have optimal range and fall off, and the weapons damage that you do to the target will go down sharply outside of that range.
Was I meant to have fitted the rigs that you put with this? Yeah, thought it might have been. I've only just seen them in my inventory.
I almost made the same mistake.
You have your mid-grade snakes in.
But on the plus side, I think Slicer, if I heat my MWD, will go 0.6.
0.6, that's pretty good. Alright, let's recall our drones again. These sites aren't going to give us too much PvP right now. What I'm going to do is go up to Kanaka, where there is PvP fairly often. And we'll talk about the autopilot route as well. So everyone please...
Execution has gone to the small.
Oh, that's hilarious. Can't imagine
but
what
yeah,
he's
his
doing
tank
there.
is probably cloaked so too.
Yeah, his railgun's Sniper Tengu, right? Alrighty. So we're going to set destination to Kadaka. You can right-click the text in the fleet chat window that's gold and highlighted and set destination to that. And also you need to make sure that the autopilot route is correct. Some people may see high-sec systems on the autopilot route. Click the A that's next to the route at the top left corner of your screen, and then go Prefer Less Secure, so that you actually are set on the low-sec route. We are a PvP organization, so we go through low-sec space to get the chance to have more PvP, and also to make sure we don't get killed on high-sec by the Caldari Navy. This region that we're in right now, called Black Rise, is owned by the Caldari faction, so high-sec there is inside Caldari space. Inside faction warfare, Caldari NPCs will hunt you down and shoot you and kill you if they can. Go ahead and warp to Ivona Gate at 0, and we will move out. So yes, we run Faction Warfare Plexus mostly for loyalty points and standings increases, which are both very good. Money is a good thing to have, after all. And you can also run Plexus to take over Caldari systems and make them Galente systems, which is also useful sometimes. Not too useful these days, but if we can do it, we still do it. And it's also good for PvP. If you go to an outpost, a Faction Warfare outpost, you'll be able to get PvP very quickly, usually. Sometimes, like Josiah, you get destroyed with no ability to defend yourself, but sometimes you actually get like a real fight, an actual engagement that you can win. And that's a very fun thing inside of E1. So we're going to go to Kanaka, where there's a lot of PvP going on right now. Everyone please jump to Ivona, then warp to Pavanaka.
Warp drive active.
If you want to map this region, I'm going to link it right now to Fleet Chat. And this is a good way to sort of look at that. Oh, it's a capsule. Nihilus just got vengeance for Josiah. Yay.
I don't think an empty pod is vengeance.
We'll suppose not this time. Everyone jump to Pavanaka when you get a chance. Stan's catching up, that's fine. So in this .land website that I'm linking to Fleet Chat, by the way, you'll notice there's different ways to view statistical data about the region of space that we're flying through. This is a very useful thing. The link that I just gave in Fleet Chat is the ability to see how many ships have been destroyed per day or per hour. That's a very good thing to see if there's a lot of people going on somewhere. So we're going to go down to Kanaka and see what trouble we can get into. Oh, there's a Loki here. It's these Goon Swarm guys. We'll be fine. Warp to Inia and jump on contact, guys. Warp to Inia and jump as soon as you get there. And then we'll be able to move. Ah, he wasn't in. So that's in the capsule. That's a shame. There's Ninja Red. Ninja Red gets a prize for being first. Met McDildov. I might actually have a skin that I may be able to get you. Let me see. Yes, I do. I have a skin. Everyone jump to NES system. Alright, and then warp yourselves to the Kanaka Stargate. Once you get into Inia, warp to Kanaka. There you go, Ninja. Enjoy. YC 119 Gala skin.
Oh, cheers.
Go ahead and hang out here on us for the second on the Kanaka Gate until we get everybody to catch up. I think we're all here. Okay, go ahead and jump to Kanaka.
Currently all the plexes are empty, but there is some stuff in space.
Cool. Yeah, this system will be a friendly outpost, so we don't have to shoot the NPCs. It'll give us a chance to talk a little bit more about frigates and also have the use of directional scan. Since we've had these recruits for a couple of weeks now, we should probably teach them how to use directional scan. So everybody warp to the Galente Novice Stronghold, and we'll activate the acceleration gate once we get inside, and we will capture the site. There's more signs of combat on the outside here. There's actually some Hobgoblin Tech 2s up there that somebody can steal if they want. But go ahead and activate the gate if you can, please. Go inside. These sites are actually fairly fought over sometimes. There is a good amount of PvP here, as you can see from these wrecks, so we can hope that we get some action. Now, a key thing to remember, everyone here, is that Kanaka is a Galente Federation system, which means that all the faction warfare plexes inside of it will be Galente NPCs. As members of the Galente Federation militia, you do not need to kill Galente Federation NPCs, and I would recommend not doing that. Don't kill the NPCs inside Galente systems. You'll take standings penalties, and it's just not nice. But anyways, remember everyone here to turn on your micro-warp drives a few cycles and move away from the location that you've entered, so that we have a safe position around the inside of the faction warfare plex. That will protect us in case somebody does enter and tries to engage.
I've read, yeah, the radius is 30 kilometers from the outpost.
Right, 30 kilometers. Yeah, 30 kilometers is the radius that you have to be within for the timer to tick down successfully.
Yeah, the timer. Yeah.
Right, and we want to make sure the timer does complete.
Is it important to make the timer complete, or?
It is. If you want to actually complete the site, it is very important to make sure the timer ends. And if you're outside of that radius when the timer does end, you will not receive any award for completing the site, and that's kind of annoying. So you're going to make sure that you're within range of the site and that you're able to complete it successfully to make the money and get some loyalty points stuffed away. Every complex that you run is a lot of loyalty points. Completing a novice outpost will give you 10,000 loyalty points, if it's inside an enemy system, if it's inside a Caldari state system. 10,000 loyalty points is about 12 million-esque, or thereabouts, in money. It's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. So what I'm going to do right now is go through directional scan. Does anybody here know how to use directional scan?
Yes.
Stan, not Stan, Matt, you know how to use directional scan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so everybody here is...
I know how to use it, but mainly I use it as an aerial scan. Like I can't pinpoint stuff very well. I've tried
Pinpointing...
it and I'm a bit terrible with it, but
Yeah,
I'll set
pinpointing
it to a
is
low
pretty
so
hard.
I can generally tell people, oh yeah, within 1 AU there's so and so.
That's actually a good point. Pinpointing stuff is quite hard sometimes. And what I'm thinking of doing right now, actually, with our pilots, is to have a little bit of a contest. We'll see who can find something the fastest. Let's see. Trying to find... Why is there nobody at the large? It's very system. Usually somebody tries to bait fights somewhere inside of the system. Large outpost. There's nobody around. The Confessor looks like it's on the Keepstar, right, Alice? Yeah, there's a Confessor at the Keepstar, so we can't really hurt that, unfortunately. Alrighty. Oh, Josiah's back. Yay, Josiah.
Yay!
And your Brave Rifter. Ooh. Okay, there's actually one more thing I would like to do before we do the directional scan tutorial. So Stan and Met are now inside of the Lower Quartz Pioneers. I want to do a quick PvP duel between your two ships, alright? And you're allowed to fire upon each other as members of the same corporation. So I would like to have you guys test out your capabilities on each other, and you can shoot each other until armor hit points. So just do the shields, and you'll stop, and I'll call for a ceasefire once you get to armor hit points, alright?
Alright, so Matt.
Yep, and I'll give a countdown for when that will begin. I'll give a countdown for when that combat will begin.
Who? Sorry?
So it will be Stan,
Stan
Eskson, and Met
Stan.
McKilduff. So you guys will be in combat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Ooh, Coercer and Punisher nearby. As we're doing this PvP test. Oh, good job on that Warp Disruptor, Stan. Well done on getting point. Very good. So Met's taking some damage. Let's see if Met can get within range to hurt that Tristan. Might be hard. But if he gets a web on him... it looks like the Tristan is just destroying his shields. Yeah, let's ceasefire now. Yeah.
Oops, that last hit. Oh, sorry, man.
A little chunk of armor damage. Sorry about that. Very good job, though, guys. So it's very hard sometimes to fight Tristans. You see how effective that was? And you can go and stop the Warp Disruptor. Yeah, there you go. So it's very hard to actually get close enough to a Tristan to do damage to it. So that's why I like Tristans for new players, because you can get a kill mail with the Tristan pretty easily sometimes, and that'll get you experienced in PvP. Merlin is still very powerful if it's fit correctly, and I think I need to find a way to make an alpha clone Merlin fit that Met and the other Caldari alpha clones can fly, so I'll do that later. So we'll see. I decided, did you kill somebody just now? Oh, no. You just killed somebody recently.
Now, last weekend I killed a Navy Comet with a Tristan, and I think it's fitted like yours.
No, it is. It's very close to what I fit mine. So with a very basic 2 million-esque frigate, you can kill a 23 million-esque frigate. That's what a Tristan does sometimes. So there's a rapier on directional scan. What the heck is going on?
No, it's still at the lodge.
I mean, we probably can't kill them unit.
No,
Maybe.
probably not.
Probably not. But it would be a good training opportunity for everybody, right? You like training opportunities, right?
You can watch a shield go very, very slightly.
Very slightly down.
Very slightly down.
Very slightly down. Oh, we have 3.
Bait Protectorate has decreased standings towards you by minus 0.0. What the hell is it telling me that for?
Because the standings things are now notifications, so you actually are told
Oh, Jesus.
when standings
That's gonna get annoying.
change. You can disable those notifications, by the way.
Yeah. Effort. Orthrus at the medium, that's even worse.
That's the Orthrus. Orthrus is a little bit above our pay grade right now.
Yeah.
By a few
Why are they
orders
not
of
fighting each
magnitude.
other?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Orthrus fighting a Nina. Let me just try to horror with our drones. There's also an Ishkar on scan. I think people are starting to wake up in the system, guys. So we'll hang out here a little bit longer. We're going to complete this site so you can see how the rewards from that are distributed. And then we'll move on and try to fight one of these guys, alright? It's an Orthrus, which is a faction cruiser, a pirate faction cruiser. And there's also a Munin, which is a heavy assault cruiser of the Mimitar. It's a very powerful autocannon and artillery ship. Mostly artillery. Ishkar, which is a Galente assault frigate, basically like a Tech 2 Tristan. Has more tank, more resistances, but it still uses drones as its primary weapon system. 1 minute, 27 seconds remaining on this novice. That rapier cloaked up or warped away. Knocked. Sort of hard to tell what he did. What's his name? Is Hamel is shit. What is that even?
Osprey Navy issue.
You're not the happiest scenario.
It's sitting outside, I think.
It's sitting outside the Knobs outpost, really.
Oh, not right outside.
We do have some Amarian jammers on our Merlin, by the way. So we might have a small chance of jamming an Amarian ship effectively. Alright, 18 seconds and we're gonna go.
Ooh. Orthrus and Munin are now both at the lodge.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, Jimmy 217
Munin
just died.
died.
The Munin died. That didn't last long. That was a very fast fight.
It did not last long.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more action. Okay, so we got...
Oh, it was a friendly Munin as well.
Oh, no.
Spaceship Bebop.
That's a shame. Alright, so we finished this site, we got loyalty points, we got standings increase. If you complete enough sites, you'll be able to get promotions, which will give you Galente Federation standings, which is very useful if you want to run missions or do whatever with that. Loyalty points can be exchanged at the Loyalty Point store at a Federal Defense Union station for faction modules, faction drones, faction ammunition, capacitor boosters, ships. You can buy Navy Comets, Navy Vexers, Navy Exequers with those loyalty points. So that's a key reason why to actually do faction warfare sites. That Arthurus is still there, and I really don't want to fight it because we're probably just going to die to it. And there's nothing else inside the system. So everybody go ahead and warp to the Marto Gate, everybody. Go ahead and warp yourselves to the Marto Gate. We'll do one more loop around the war zone, and then we'll move on. So go ahead and warp to the Marto Gate. That's a shame. I was hoping for a little bit more action there. Apparently we just have to fly... Oh, a fleet. Go ahead and jump through the Stargate. Go ahead and jump into that system. I think they just walked away from us.
They walked off, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and warp to the EHA gate once you jump to Marto. Jump to Marto and warp to the EHA gate. I feel like I need a way to like kill those types of small fleets that we see. We keep running into them, like those whole 4 to 5 man sized squads. We don't usually have the ships to kill them with. I'll figure it out. Jump to EHA? Red jump to EHA. Tristan wants to try Hurricanes, by the way. Not sure about that, but we'll find out, I guess. Ooh, we might be able to kill a San Israel field here. Everyone warp to the San Israel field at 10 kilometers. Oh, Harbinger Navy issues. You want to do Harbinger Navy issues in house?
Sorry, can you repeat the warp?
Yes. Do you see a San Israel field on your overview? If so,
Oh, yeah.
If so, warp to it at 10 kilometers.
Come on there.
We'll go ahead and kill this Griffin. Deploy combat drones. Destroy the Griffin.
To give the commands to a drone requires you to have an active target.
Deploy drones and engage on the Griffin.
There's a Dragoon in this small as well, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Go after that next. You killed the Griffin. Recall your drones. Call your drones. You can kill the capsule if you like. Warp to the small outpost at 10 kilometers. You ready?
Warp drive active.
There you go. Good job. Here's the Griffin kill mill. Congratulations on some of your first kill mills in your careers. Which was
Yeah, so dangerous.
so dangerous. Is the Dragoon still there? Activate acceleration game.
Active.
Yeah, he's still there. Call point on the Dragoon if you can. The Dragoon is an Amarian destroyer. Should be able to engage him. He is inside.
He just bounced as soon as we entered towards station.
Okay. Oh well. So basically what happened back there, guys, we swooped in upon an enemy citadel, destroyed the Griffin that was providing a San Zero field as a jump beacon, and warped away before the citadel could fire on us. I think it was a pretty fun little test of our maneuvering skills. It's not actually PvP because the target could not hurt us in any way, but that citadel could have hurt us really bad. Fort Azar is basically a massive Death Star of destruction, so I was surprised they didn't have somebody manning the guns. He could have probably wiped us from existence. With like his area of effect weapons, his point defense systems. Is there anything in the capsule? Oh, no. That's a shame. Okie dokie. System Plex will take 200. So we're going to keep going. Everybody warp to the Oix gate.
Warp drive.
We do have some action that happens in Oix occasionally, so.
Which gate, sorry?
The OICX gate, the Oix gate.
Gosh, that name sometimes.
It is hard to pronounce. It is hard to pronounce. We've been in faction warfare for like 8 years, off and on, and we still can't pronounce some of these system names. So don't worry
I've
about
heard
it.
people tend to just pronounce the first 3 letters of it. I found that's quite effective.
Yeah, that helps a
Yeah.
lot. That helps a lot.
I
Oh, we
tried.
have targets. I'm gonna check out the small outpost.
Warp drive active.
Might be some targets in there. Everybody jumped at Wix and warped to the Kaldari small outpost.
Just Condor.
Oh, we might be able to grab him. Activating acceleration gate on the Qatari small outpost.
Warp drive active.
He's still inside. Oh, he went to a safe spot. That's a shame. Bastard. Alright. The target escaped, unfortunately. Everyone warp back to the Vlil Stargate when you get a chance. I know some of you are still in warp and traveling around the system, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and warp back to the Vlil Stargate.
Warp drive active.
Or however you like to pronounce the system name. We usually call it Vlil. Use our pain slightly. So I have that fleet coming up in 1900, so I'll probably need to hop off shortly. Does anybody here have any questions in general about the faction warfare, low-sec PvP, or anything like that? We can talk a little bit at the end as a stand down the fleet type of thing. Everybody jump to Vlil in the meantime.
We can also speak in German if you have later questions. So I think Matt.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I understand all.
That's good. That's
Nice.
good.
I'm a little rusty in English, but it's okay.
So go ahead and dock up in
What's
Titania.
the state of faction warfare at the moment? Because I can see that there's no Amar anywhere.
Right.
Have they just been pushed all the way back or something at some point?
So Amari Mimitar Warzone is sort of a unique, bizarre entity, and I can't really qualify that as faction warfare in the typical sense. Like it either goes like 100% Mimitar or 100% Amar, but nobody actually lives inside the low-sec stations that are home to those people.
The reason why you haven't seen many Amar is because the Amar Minmatar faction warfare zone is not like here. This is mainly Galente, Caldari.
Exactly.
So
that's
no, just you know, you can set the map, can't you, to just faction warfare areas, and everywhere is overrun by like Galante and Caldari and Minmatar, but Amar have probably like 3 systems.
That's probably true. I haven't looked at the sovereignty map recently for those war zones.
I know from talking to a few people that the Caldari aren't doing very well at the moment. Like Galente basically overrun, like put them back into their place, if you know what I mean. But Amar have like 3 gates that they've actually still got.
No, I do see that now. I'm looking at Devoid, and it's all Mimitar space. The Bleak Lands, all Mimitar space. There's like Hula and Camilla and Sosala, which are still Lomarian, but those are the only ones. So those places are just different. It's just a different world. You'll notice that there's many more Galente and Caldari faction warfare systems than there are Amarian and Mimitar Warzone systems. So our region of space is much larger by like 30 or 40 systems. So there's more places to go, there's more things to do in those systems sometimes. There's also a lot more PvP from pirates and pirate hunters that live here. So the pirates and pirate hunters and the faction warfare players, we all sort of interact in like this low-sec Thunderdome and Black Rise and Placid region. You saw those pirate Goonswarm guys. You saw those Caldari faction cruiser and broadsword guys. Those fleets roam around all the time during weekends. And usually during like the European or American time zones in the afternoons of the weekdays too. So you have to sort of hunt for them occasionally, but you do get them and you can fight them. They do provide good content. So I would say it's probably more active here than it is in the Mimitar Warzone, but it's also because we just have more people here and more systems here. So it's sort of hard to say. But yeah, any other questions about faction warfare, what we do in faction warfare, that kind of thing? I sort of showed you how to do faction warfare plexes, showed you how to use Tristan's, talked about directional scan a little bit. Using it as a directional scan tool to defend yourself in plexes is very important. Making sure you tackle targets correctly while you're fighting them is important too. The basics, basically, right? It's very basic stuff, but sometimes you have to make sure you go through that first. Not everybody here has PvP'd much before, right? So it's good to go through the basics once in a while.
heard you speaking of the Goon Swarm. I heard that they were deployed in a system kind of nearby-ish, allegedly.
The Lone Trek and the other side of the Caldari State, so it's actually about 15 jumps. But Goon Swarm's a vast organization, and many of their players are very bored, so they gotta roam and explore nearby regions to find PvP content. And then since they know that the regions of Blackrise and Placid has so much PvP content, or at least more than other places, more than 0, they come here to participate in that. So, but anyway, let me ask a real quick question. Johnny to the end, can you use Tristan's? Because I'm going to give you one of these.
Can you link the fitting?
Sure. It's T1 drones, T1 modules. Tristan's a really good frigate to actually use on a day-to-day, like roaming around low-sec, exploring, and PvPing casually. It's also fairly cheap.
Yes, I can use one of those.
Cool. This might have T2 drones, but you can pick up T1 drones from the market pretty easily. And the T1 drones are super cheap. So I'm just going to contract you one of those to thank you for joining. I'm sorry that you couldn't participate earlier. We've sort of been going for about an hour and a half right now. So.
I'm sorry for being late.
No problem.
Sorry, I have to go.
Yep, no problem, man.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for joining the fleet. Thank you for joining the corporation. I hope to see you guys again soon. I'm probably going to do another practice fleet tomorrow, and it'll be much more fast-paced and more focused on actual PvP content. Now that we've gotten over the actual hurdle of living in LowSec, how to fly around in LowSec, and how to use factional warfare sites, we're going to be going for PvP. So probably doing more Atrons to kill people with those Atrons. Okay?
Same time?
Same time, yeah, 1600.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
User disconnected from your channel.
Cheers.
Disconnected.